It's alright.
Oh my god! Yo guys, what is up? Moxsy on a Borderlands 3 video, and today we're talking about Mighty Moze, my new favorite Moze build. With 65 level cap, there's been a build that I've been wanting to go forever. We also got the perfect items in the DLC to complement this build. It all came together really well. Before we get into the video, real quick, the winner of the Borderlands 3 code giveaway should be at the bottom of the screen. If you guys want to enter the next round, which I'll be picking tomorrow, all you got to do is comment on the video and be subscribed to win a copy of Borderlands 3. And with that, guys, let's get right into the video. Alright, so showing on the screen right now is the skill tree for Mighty Moze. Now, skill tree looks a little weird. You may notice no red capstone. I'll be talking about all that stuff. But the first thing that I want to touch on is our shield, because it is what the build is a reference to. We are using the Plus Ultra Shield, which, if you did not know, is a reference to an amazing show called My Hero Academia. Now, the Plus Ultra Shield has a very unique hidden thing. It says on this one, for example, we've got 25 max capacity, 25% chance to absorb bullets as ammo, and increase action skill cooldown rate by 30% for several seconds. Now, this 25% chance to absorb bullets will come on all of your shields. The max capacity and the amp shots are random. However, what this shield doesn't tell you, which is why this shield is so freaking incredible, is it gives you 100% increased health. This shield straight up doubles your health. And because of that, it gives you more health than any other shield in this entire game. Not only that, but it also gives you cooldown and absorb chance. Now, the reason that is so great for a Bloodletter build is because on our Bloodletter build, we are going to be taking, with our 5 out of 3 into Bloodline, 100% of our max health reserved and added to max shields. That is a ton of, because we're getting double the amount of health, and we're getting a lot of shield, because this it's not the highest capacity shield, but when you take into mind that it is a good capacity and it also is going to double your health, this thing gives you crazy shield. Now, the Annoying after exiting Iron Barrier gains 75% increased shields and health for 25 seconds is amazing for this, because our health is already doubled. So we're getting 75% increased on that, and we're getting way more shields, which allows you to have, I hit over 700k shields on this thing, and I only have 2 points at Defalig's Doctrine. With more points at Defalig's Doctrine, if you had 3 and you had less points at Desperate Measures, you could get an absolutely absurd amount of freaking shields, which is awesome. And there's a few other things that are going on with this build, but I really wanted to touch on that first, because this shield is amazing. It's going to give us Iron Bear back sooner, but I'm mainly using it for that crazy shield capacity that it gives that you don't really realize that it would give. Now, for the build and the skill tree, we're going to go over that. And we'll also talk about all the weapons. As you know, I've got some there, but I want to talk about all the weapons. Real quick, we're going to go over the skill tree. Fire in the Skagden, you guys know what it is. It's like 490% bonus incendiary damage when we do splash damage. Any Moze build that is inspecting to Fire in the Skagden short fuse with their Mayhem scaling right now is being silly. So Fire in the Skagden short fuse are absolutely insane. Next up, we're going Means of Destruction for this ammo chance and grenade chance. Now, Means of Destruction, when we're doing splash damage, is amazing. And Means of Destruction and Redistribution is genuinely all of the ammo regen that you need. For pretty much most Moze builds, most Moze weapons, Forge is redundant. Having the more mag size is really nice, but Redistribution and Means of Destruction will pretty much get all of our ammo regen done on their own. Next up, we're going toward cross promotion for that splash damage and 15% chance to double splash radius. This thing is really nice. It synergizes really well with all the splash weaponry we're going to be using. Next up, stainless steel bear. Moxsy, why did you spec stainless steel bear? Stainless steel bear gonna give our iron bear more armor, more fuel, but the reason we're specing this is because it's going to give an increase to fire and the skag den damage. Don't ask me why, but when you have stainless steel bear, you're gonna get plus 20%, that iron bear damage, plus 20% to your fire in the skag den, which is already doing crazy damage, and just more damage on top of it. I don't know if you guys have been around, but I like damage here. Pretty big on the damage. Next up, we go pull the holy pin. Now, I have experimented with 1 in holy pin, 2 in pull the holy pin, and 3. Because we are not spec'd into very much mag size or ammo regen, besides that, having 3 into pull the holy pin was noticeable for that critical hit chance. Even though we're already using the cloning mag trackers, it is just nice to always guarantee to have redistribution up for that ammo regeneration. Next up, Vampire. You could get away with 1 point into Vampire. You could get away with 2 points. I found 3 is just, you're always going to be getting pretty much all the way with Vampire with the cloning mining tracker. 3 is just kind of my happy medium that I've always used. And then our last point is going into Short Fuse, which double dips into all of your splash damage. One thing to really note, because I've talked about Short Fuse in a bunch of videos, you guys probably already know about how crazy it is, but one thing that I haven't really touched on before is Short Fuse gets U-Rad. So we are using the U-Rad anoint. Short Fuse double dips in all of your splash damage bonuses and gets mayhem scaling and is ridiculous, but on top of all that, it also gets 150 rad. So take all of that and then add 150 bonus radiation damage on top of it, and you get crazy damage. Next up, Red Tree. Now, you could go 4 armored infantry here, 1 in security bear. That's fine. I put 5 armored infantry for that gun damage reduction. 5 out of 3 into thin red line is really nice because it's going to be 100% max shield reserved and added to, or 100% max health reserved and added to our max shields. That allows us to not use bloodletter. You could put on a bloodletter here for even crazier damage. You totally could. Any sort of deathless would honestly work really well. You could probably get like maybe over 1 million shield with a deathless, but we already have so much shield that I didn't really think we needed it. I've been using the Pearl, which is great, but if you get a good deathless with area effect damage, you could also use that. Next up, Drowning in Brass. Drowning in Brass was recently changed. It now affects both of Iron Bear's weapons. It's really nice to use, and Drowning in Brass we're going to always have up and give us plus 60% gun damage. We have so much gun damage on this build. By the way, the augments that I typically run are the either the railguns with the splinters, or I'll use the nuke guns. I like popping out of Iron Bear, and Iron Bear helping me clear mobs real fast. It's super nice, and our shock railguns or the nukes are both really freaking good at doing that. Next up, experimental munitions, bonus incendiary damage, desperate measures, up to 60% gun damage, which we'll have active all the time because we will have no health. Felix Doctrine for gun damage and max shields. Now, let me explain some decisions here. We don't need force feedback because whenever Morse goes to a critical hit, kill, her shields immediately begin recharging. This doesn't proc as much as you would like because of things like Short Fuse and Fire in the Skag Den. If those are what kill the enemy and not your critical kill, you do not get force feedback. And when it comes down to it, force feedback is just not worth it for the points, especially when we're going to be regenning all of our shields whenever we hit something with Vampire. So force feedback not needed. Now, Tenacious Defense, not picking this up was a decision that was hard to make. When you go into fight for your life, you proc Tenacious Defense, and when you get back up, you're going to have that gun damage plus 30% for 30 seconds, which is really nice. I didn't find myself going down enough to really warrant this with how tanky our shields are, and like I really wasn't ever going into fight for my life, so I didn't think that this skill point was warranted. And the only issue that I was having with this build sometimes was not running out of ammo, but having to reload. No one likes reloading on Moze. It just feels awkward. So I put that extra point into match set. If I'm going to be running flippers, I'll put on Mallow on weapons, such as other flippers. And really, you only need 1 flipper, but I'll put on some flippers. And when I had 4 flippers equipped, I could run through the entire takedown with just 1 flipper. And because I was matching, I was getting enough magazine size, and if you want to run rocket launchers, you can pop a few Plague Bears. Plague Bears are freaking insane on this build. I'll talk about that in a second because Plague Bears have a specific synergy here. But Plague Bears and Flippers with the 150 Radinoid are going to be your best friend here. For the Green Tree, Cloud of Lead, bonus Incendiary damage, Stoke the Embers for increased Moze and Iron Bears Incendiary damage, redistribution for that ammo regen and health regen, and Rushing Offensive. Now, Rushing Offensive is the big pickup in my mind for Bloodletter builds. Prior to this, I was about to release a Bloodletter Moze build, and I was so torn about being able to get Rushing Offensive or being able to get full points into Phalanx Doctrine, and now we do not need to compromise on that. Rushing Offensive on Bloodletter builds is so nice because whenever you tap that sprint button, you are going to get full shields. You're going to get lifesteal, and you're going to be doing so much damage that, for example, if you shoot a Plague Bear and you tap the sprint button just for a second while it's out in the air, any dot damage, any damage that it's doing will regen your shield, and you get almost instant full shields every single time. On top of that, you have cloning mining trackers to throw to get shields, but having that lifesteal when sprinting is so nice because any dots, any grenades that are out in the air, if you tap the sprint button, you will get full shields, and that is part of the reason why this build is so tanky. And with so much shields, it's a lot harder to down yourself. Now, I'm using a level 60 Mayhem 10 cloning mining tracker. Do not use your grenades for damage. You do not need a 65 cloning mining tracker. The more damage your cloning mining tracker does, the more likely it is to down you. So I don't plan on ever upgrading this to 65. If I could make this a lower level, I would. But the cloning mining tracker is, you guys know what it is. It's the best grenade. The reason this is the best grenade is because I believe it's 24 procs on a single grenade throw. Those 24 procs all do splash damage. They all have a chance to proc Means of Destruction. They all have a chance to crit. They all have, when they're critting, they all will proc Redistribution. And with 24 hits of the grenade and you restore 12% of your missing health per enemy hit, you're going to get full health when you throw a single cloning mining tracker. I don't remember if it's exactly 24. That number popped into my head. If I'm wrong, y'all, I'm sure you guys will let me know. Lastly, so Bloodletter, I've got a pretty god rolled level 61 splash damage, weapon charge speed is super, super nice for Plague Bears. Like I said, Pearl or Deathless, either or. The thing is, Moze does so much damage right now that you really don't need the Pearl. I just love damage overkill, so I have been using the Pearl. But if you guys want to use Deathless and just get like absolutely stupid amounts of shield, you can totally do that. Definitely get a plus ultra. It's just cherry on top that ours is an amp plus ultra because we'll be able to constantly use that amp with our plus ultra. And that's pretty much it for the build and the video. For modifiers, these modifiers are bad, but I'll use Speed Demon. I'll either run Post-Mortem or minus 75% crit. Minus 75% crit is fine on Moze because she does so much damage, but Post-Mortem with how much DPS you're putting out really is fine because you could kill the skulls in a single trigger pull. So Post-Mortem or minus 75% crit, and I typically run Speed Demon. Drone Ranger and Healy Avenger are the two best medium hard modifiers that you can get. They're really hard to roll though. Guys, that is it for the video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something new. The save file will be in the Discord for this. If you guys have enjoyed the Discord, we got over like 53,000 people in there. It's a pretty awesome place. I will catch y'all in the next one. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace!